Hey everyone, welcome back to Kame House. I'm James.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're going to bring you a blue Ginyu deck list today. If you haven't been checking out our other deck lists, we do have a black Raditz and a Saiyan Nappa, and the links will be down in the description below. And hopefully, if you like those, check them out. Give us a like, comment, let us know how you think about them. And this is going to be a deck kind of near and dear to our hearts. A lot of people are pretty tired of Ginyu at this point, but we want to see if he can stand up in the new metagame. People kind of don't want him to, I'm sure, but I think he should be more balanced now and just powerful and fun. Not broken.
He's no longer the king of the hill anymore,
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, Panini definitely did a good job of tacking on Destroy Ally, too.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Half the cards, I would say. But, you know.
We just want to see if he's still playable.
Yeah, Ginyu's still super fun to play with as an MP if you never had the chance. He's kind of a love-hate. You know, some people just loathe him, and other people adore him.
Yeah.
And we adore.
Yeah,
so
he's pretty great.
Yeah, let's run through Cat and Ginyu. We're going to do this kind of quick because I think everyone's familiar with...
yeah, we got levels. Level 1 Ginyu, go search an ally.
Do some damage.
Some new fun.
Yeah. Level 2, go grab an ally out of your discard. Do some more damage.
Shocking.
Level 3.
All your things do more damage,
Yeah, right?
and your allies can do things that do more damage.
More damage.
Yeah. And level 4, the Frog. Frog is bigger now than he used to be because there are more allies in the pool.
He is a little bigger, but honestly, I mean,
you never get there anyway.
You never get to the Frog, and I've actually lost games where I was just I was a Frog and I never left the A. It was pretty bad. The Frog actually not as good as you think. I kind of wish he was Bulma instead of Frog.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, Cat and Ginyu Bulma would be pretty fun. So here's the Blue Mastery. If we didn't mention, it is going to be a blue Ginyu deck. We just think that blue is the best position or the best shell for Ginyu right now.
Yeah, just for the future. Orange was really good this year because it was good against the other Ginyu decks. But I think with all the most powerful personality decks coming up, I know TN is getting a lot of hype, a lot of Saiyan Nappa probably. Probably still going to be some Piccolo and Nail. I think blue is just better at controlling those, and it's better against physical attacks.
Absolutely, yeah.
The orange couldn't stand up to physicals.
So. Right, so it definitely kind of it pushes the brakes on the MPPV decks. And then against probably your worst matchups, which is just the ones who are trying to come out of the gate strong with physical attacks, it really hinders them. So we're definitely going with blue. Let's run through the allies, though.
Sure.
Everyone's familiar with the space Aussie, Jeice. Jeice, obviously just a free attack. Same goes with Recoome, another free attack, which is just great to have. And then we have Guldo, which I think is probably the most frustrating against for your opponent.
Yeah, he's great. He's a free block. Yeah,
he's a free block, and then he's just once you block, it's just your opponent's in for a world of hurt.
He also has really beefy stages. He's at C almost immediately, which is kind of unusual because in the anime he was pretty pathetic.
He was killed really fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Really fast. Burter, who's actually the more I play with Ginyu, has become one of my favorite allies. I like the free attacks with Jeice and Recoome. I mean, Recoome, obviously, he's like level 3 is when you really want to start grabbing him. But I really actually like starting the gate off, depending on who I'm playing against, like someone who really requires stages, whether it's God Goku or like a Black Krillin deck. Who just really
or another Ginyu deck.
Or another Ginyu deck. Actually, very great to grab.
Yeah.
So those additional +2 stages is kind of nuts. We got Nappa. Nappa's really good just to shut down, literally blank all the setups in your opponent's deck. Let's talk about the two new ones, though, which is Zarbon.
Yeah. He's villains only. After taking damage from a physical attack, you can raise a player's anger 1 level. You can raise your opponent's anger 1 level if you want to. You probably don't want to, but if you want to level up Krillin or somebody...
God Goku.
Yeah, but God Goku could just drop back down.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
I mean, I don't know. But I think in blue, it's really important to get your anger up, but it's very difficult to do so. So it's kind of... The whole deck has a bend, don't break mentality, so whenever you can take the damage from the physical attacks, you can help yourself push to level 2. And once you're level 2, the game is on easy mode. So I think that this will deter a lot more physicals than it'll actually stop, but I think it's really, really powerful.
Yeah, not to mention all your allies, you kind of have to think of them as like stage banks. Yeah. So you get to play your cards very easily, all your energy attacks, and you also get to soak up, once you have a good number of allies, you get to soak up a lot of physical damage. So it's just great to have those like constant power allies.
Yeah, it's a good buffer too.
Yeah, definitely, really sweet. I really love Zarbon actually. I think he's gonna be awesome. So going back to Dodoria. Dodoria is kind of strange. I'm not really sure how he's going to work out. Once again, he's like a little energy bank where you can use him for attacks, but he's kind of like a silver bullet. Yeah. If your opponent has a bunch of allies out or a bunch of Dragon Balls out, and you might lose the game to Dragon Ball victory, you can just grab a Dodorian or just pop his power and prevent that from happening. Or having a Dragon Ball 3 activation in the middle of combat.
Yeah. Dragon Ball 3, Dragon Ball 5, if they're playing Dragon Ball 4 in their drill deck, I mean, hopefully they aren't, but Yeah, I mean, grabbing him as a bullet is really, really powerful, especially with blue, where sometimes you stay on level 1 Ginyu for a while, and you want to make sure you get somebody every combat. So, I think it's interesting. He may not be good, but I think it's good to have the option. Having him for free off of a Ginyu attack, it has to be good. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention, we wanted to add more allies because there is a lot more ally hate out there. So you don't want to get to your 5 solid allies and then just realize you're out of gas. So. Moving on to the events, I mean, you have your energy sphere, your villainous energy spheres, your stare downs, your body switches, and your 1x warriors tool. All these are pretty staples. We understand not everybody has access to the energy spheres. If you had to replace that for a different card, what would you, in what category, I guess, would you add it? Like maybe an extra attack?
Yeah, maybe an extra block or two, but probably some number of attacks. We could put in Blue Draining Blast. It's a card we thought a lot about. It's a really good card in the blue decks. It doesn't cost stages to use, but you can just dump stages into it with all of your allies that you're not using anymore, or dump stages from Dodoria and then sacrifice them.
And then banish them and grab a Dragon Ball. Yeah, so Draining Blast was one that did not make the cut, but I definitely think it's replaceable for that.
But I think for these videos, we should assume that we're building the best decks possible. And if I'm sorry if you don't have access to the spheres, but if we want a target deck list, this is what we want. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on to our blocks, and now with the Blue Mastery, pretty much every combat card counts as a block, but these are going to be our strict blocks, the ones that are just blocking. So we obviously have the Blue Guard, which is an old, familiar favorite. This is just great for card advantage, discarded the Mastery, draw a card, and then you have the Omni block, which is the Blue Shifting Maneuver, which blocks just about anything. But the new one that we want to take a look at is Blue Leverage.
Yeah, and Blue Leverage, it stops a physical attack, which is going to be much more prevalent in the next set. You reveal the top 3 cards of your life deck to all players, and your opponent chooses one of those cards. You put it in your hand, and the other 2 are put back in any order. So you can stack the top of your deck a little bit, but really you're just doing it because you get the extra card for free. It is annoying if they give you an ally, but it's still fine. It's going to be good almost all the time. If you're level 3 or higher, you get to choose the card instead. But if you're level 3 with Ginyu, you're already winning probably. So it's pretty good. We split the blocks on 2 Blue Leverage and 2 Blue Guard.
Yep.
We weren't really sure if energy or physical would be more prevalent. And we want to have access to both, so we'll see. We may tweak it a little bit as the metagame progresses. If it turns out to be all physicals, we want to shave a Blue Guard and put another Blue Leverage in there, or vice versa. So.
Yeah, none of them are set in stone. This is just what we would enter with the unknown metagame right now. So moving on, those are our blocks. Now these are really unique cards, and I think that they're one of the better pairs. They're your attacks that also act as blocks.
It's one of the reasons to play blue. They're probably the best cards in the deck, to be honest. They don't seem exciting, but they just make the wheels turn.
Yeah, so definitely oil up the engine. So moving on to our energy attacks, we have the one Blue Terror, which should be in every blue deck that's ever built. It's just a good tutor. Tutor is really, really good. You have the Overpowering Attack, that's a given. The Blue Lunar Ray, which is just a very powerful card in blue.
Yep.
The 3 Blue Neck Beams, which is also really good. I think a lot of people are going to start building on the strategy of MPPV, like the TN. So just to be able to knock people down and kind of slow that plan down, really big.
They're already good against Piccolo, and they're going to be good going forward, I think, too. And you can pitch them to the Mastery, gain some stages if you're in a pinch. They're good against the physical decks. May help you a lot against Nappa or something like that. So
yeah, absolutely. We also do have the 2 Withering Fires. This is just a way for a blue to deal with drills.
Right. Synergy attack costs 2, does 4 life cards. Nothing exciting, but it banishes a drill. And it's pretty tough to get rid of drills sometimes in blue. You have Blue Betrayals, but you don't have the orange stare downs with the orange uppercuts to go get. So having Blue Terrors to go get Blue Betrayals or Withering Fires gives you a nice kind of robust suite of answers to the drills. So and we also have the Blue Hand Blast, which I guess is just a strict upgrade to Enraged Blast.
Yeah. We kind of have a meeting on our Black Raditz video when we said a card was better than Enraged Blast.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, Enraged Blast is terrible. And we agree. It's not that great. But sometimes,
you need it.
Yeah.
You have to have it.
It's a necessary evil. You just need to gain the anger, and you just want an attack. So
I don't know if you ever played Blue Ginyu before, but it's really hard to level if you don't have your Ginyu's body switch. So we're trying to find a way to get up to level 2. Once you're level 2, you're fine. But once you get to getting up to level 2 is tough if you don't have a body switch, so this helps solve that problem.
Yeah, you can definitely stall out on level 1 and just kind of putter and lose the game. I mean, so we try to cram in as much anger gaining as we possibly can with Ginyus, especially in blue. But overall, really good attack. The fact that if it hits, it allows you to control your opponent's anger, also really sweet.
Yeah, interesting.
So moving into our physical attacks.
Yeah. We've got now 6 copies of Blue Betrayal, essentially. The Blue Backbreak is physical attack for 5 stages, raise your anger 1 level, also good, we need to raise anger. And you can shuffle an ally and play to its owner's deck. It's kind of the other half of the Withering Fire.
Yep.
And Blue Betrayal, of course, we know and love. It's Vindicate. It just eats whatever your opponent has going for it.
Good old butt munch,
yeah,
as we like to call it. Man,
yeah,
the picture is worth 1,000 words. Anyway,
is it?
It is. I do like. I like to touch a little bit more on Backbreak. The reason why we think it's good, and it doesn't look good right off the bat, is there's a lot of good hero allies out there, and there's really only one way to make those work. You have Heroic Plan, and then you have the Overpowering Attack that you can cram in any list.
Right.
I think it's much harder if you're a heroic deck who's running allies to go find your ally again once it's been shuffled back into your light deck. So there's that plus. Also, if you find yourself going up against the mirror match and their Ginyu's on level 2 or 3, it's also really annoying to shuffle it right back into their deck. It's almost as bad as banishing. Not quite, but it's good to have that extra copy. But going back to the other physical attacks, you obviously have the Head Knock, which is a very powerful card.
Yeah.
I mean, dropping their anger down to 0 is pretty nice.
Used to great effects when Piccolo was broken earlier this year. It was one of the only ways we could win, and now that Piccolo is fixed, it's very, very good. But yeah, it's a physical attack that does 5 flat life cards. So it has endurance too. You can pitch it to stop an energy attack. It's pretty good.
It is, and it kind of fits in with the blue mastery of really trying to control your opponent's anger.
Right.
Especially going into a format where we think MPPV is going to be a very easy, kind of frustrating way for your opponent to win.
Right.
Blue just makes it that much harder, and Head Knock just plays into that perfectly.
Yeah.
Same goes with Devastating Blow. Really just a utility card. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't even an attack, we'd be running it. You probably noticed that we run Stare Downs and Devastating Blows and Confrontations in time in almost every deck. That's kind of like the building blocks, we think, in a lot of these decks.
Well, if they didn't make them colorless, then why did they want them to put us in the deck?
Right, yeah. If they're freestyle, don't you stick them in every deck?
I don't understand.
And then the last is Blue Reverse.
Yeah, and Blue Reverse, I played it a lot this year in Blue Ginyu. It's an interesting card. It's very, very good in decks like Frieza as well. But yeah, it basically is a physical attack. It copies your opponent's last attack and does an extra 2 life cards. With all the modifiers from Ginyu, from Burter, and from level 3 Ginyu, it does a lot more life cards. But yeah, you can throw a giant supernova back at them, or any kind of busted attack that they're going to throw at you. If they're not attacking you, then you're probably okay anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's the deck.
All right, guys. Yep, that was Blue Cat and Ginyu. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Like I said, hit that button of thumbs. Let us know. Give us a like. Subscribe to the channel. We got more deck techs coming soon. And hopefully we'll have some Versus videos coming next week once we get our hands on the cards.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I am super stoked. Look out for those because they're going to be awesome.
All right.
All right, guys. Later.